Hello everybody, my name is Connor, and today, if you'll give me a second, we're going to be playing some more Guild Wars 2. In the last episode, I essentially lost all of my recording footage. Well, not all of it, the most important part. Wait, no, that's the second most important part. For some reason, my voice didn't record, so for the... doing post-commentary. It's going to be this episode and the next one. I think I figured out what fucked up. Fix it for next one, so yay! So, oh boy, here we go. Greetings, we have not met, but I have long been a follower of your exploits. I am a collector of tales of great daring and heroism, and your name has come up increasingly in the stories that have been reported to me. I've spoken with your mentor, and the suggestion was made that I contact you and add your stories to my collection. Your mentor was a member of an adventuring group known as Destiny's Edge. They were legendary heroes but went their separate ways about 5 years ago, for reasons I have yet to discover. None have chosen to share that story with me. If you discover the nature of their separation, I would be most appreciated. Thank you for your help in this, and I will get in contact with you in the future and hope to keep you in touch with the whereabouts of your mentor and the other members of Destiny's Edge. Through this, I will remain your herald. This is the introduction to dungeons. Dungeons work a lot differently in Guild Wars 2 than other MMOs. First off, your first run through is incredibly story-driven. They have their own story and they all tie together. After that, your subsequent visits to that dungeon actually play more so about like a choose-your-own-adventure game. No, a book. Like those little, like, turn to page 42 books. I wasn't expecting to get this early. In fact, the first few minutes are me freaking out, because according to the wiki, you're supposed to get this at level 30, and I'm level 25. So yeah, a bit of a discrepancy there. We're not doing dungeons right now. In fact, I even say it right now. I even said in the original recording, I won't be starting dungeons until level 40. As that letter very much stated, the dungeon stories tie into your mentor in Destiny's Edge, and we don't really get introduced to Destiny's Edge until the chapter 4 of the personal story. We're about halfway to chapter 3. So, yeah. I'm just going to be continuing my exploration, continuing going east, and then doing chapter 3 of the personal story, and then continuing that adventure somewhere. Maybe we'll go somewhere else, I don't know. Until we get to chapter 4. We'll do chapter 4, and then I will start doing dungeons, starting with the Ascalon Catacombs, and whatever the level 40 dungeon is. I'm not spoiling it here. And then after that, I will be doing dungeons as they pop up. So every 10 levels until like level 70, when they're every 2 levels. But I'm doing dungeons. I'm definitely doing dungeons. Oh boy. So, maybe you heard that. The audio is really out of sync. I tried my best, but oh boy, there was like a 5-minute audio desync in all of these recordings. So much so that I actually had to go back into Guild Wars 2 while editing this just to record some ambient music, so I wouldn't pull a last episode and forget to add something to that long stretch of nothing but my voice while we were exploring Divinity's Reach. For that, I apologize. I really do. These episodes really took it out of me once I gotta work on that. I really gotta do. I can't get discouraged. Can't get discouraged. Fuck, dude, this is... God, the skipping in this goddamn recording. I need to figure out I need to get a new processor. I think that's the long and short of it. I need to get a new processor because the computing power between running Guild Wars 2 and recording it is something I don't think my computer can handle. Which is a shame because it's a very nice computer that I don't know the specs of, besides putting it together myself. Ugh. I'm just gonna go on around here, I'm sorry. But, ugh. Like yesterday, I went through and like just turned down a lot of graphical settings in Guild Wars 2. It still looks okay. Still looks good. I'm not really one who's a stickler for graphics in video games. I mean, what is it? What was I gonna say? Like I think Xenoblade Chronicles on the Wii was perfectly fine for something released in 2012. Like, yeah, that's fine. That's perfectly fine because everything else about the game is wonderful. I'm gonna stop myself there before I go into a rant. Oh boy, ADHD. It's good. It's good. I love fucking ranting about everything. Let's get back on topic. We're here for not long. This is a very short episode because, there it is. No, that wasn't it. Somewhere along here, I think we just... No, about like the 4.5 minute mark, I just stopped recording because I actually had to go look up the wiki, like, about dungeons, and oh, wow, that is... It's really good when you go over the episode multiple times while you're editing, and then shit like this just shows up when you're recording post-commentary, and you know that you really don't want to go back and fix that because, oh god. Oh god, oh that's terrible. Oh god. See, this wasn't like this when it was recording. It was pretty okay. I was able to play the game. I am despaired. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's horrible. Thankfully, this is the ambience track, so you don't get to hear the goddamn buzzing of the wasps. That probably would tick off someone's base fear, I guess, but... Oh boy. We're gonna get into actual decent... No? We're just gonna stutter our way through this episode again? We didn't really do much in this episode, so you can just fucking skip this, I guess. You can probably skip next episode too. We finally get into Gendarin Fields. Final fucking Lee. We don't do much, but we get into Gendarin. Here we're just wandering around Eastern Kessex? Queensdale. Wrong map. Like, I'm hanging around here because of something that's shown up recently in the game. But I kind of want to just point out, like, hey, this person looks familiar. Those who probably know what I'm talking about know what I'm talking about. Those who don't worry. We'll get to that. I keep saying that. There's a lot of shit that I'm going to be talking about later. But the problem is, it's later.
What is it?
Alright. Maybe I should actually start talking about fucking lore. This is a lore-based playthrough. Maybe I should fucking... Yeah, maybe, Connor. Maybe you should put up some fucking notes so you can do this. Queensdale. Kryta. Kryta is... Actually... So, Kryta and... Hold on, I gotta get my thoughts here. Kryta was not the grassy plains that it is known for here. In fact, I'm pretty sure that is a very recent addition with the damming by Divinity's Reach. Believe it or not, Kryta was fucking Florida for the longest goddamn time. Just swamps as far as the eye can see. Wasn't as flat as Florida, but oh boy, the marsh. Yeah. We'll kind of start seeing this soon? There we go. Now it's starting to bother me. I'm trying to fix something. Anything. Not really knowing what fixes what. You'll get there, buddy. You'll get there. So, Kryta was once a swamp. Some parts still are, and we'll see some of that in a bit. towards the end of this episode, we'll just stutter our way over there. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's barren over there. There's no nature. There's a bit of nature, but you can't really see much. Exploring for the sake of exploring. Oh. And I finally realized I have a fucking movement option. To get down to the monastery. I like how I say I should probably start talking about lore, and then it just completely leaves my mind. I said one thing about lore, and I really need to write notes down. That's probably something I should do. Actually, yeah, no, that would probably be a smart thing to do. Figure out what I'm doing for this recording session and look up shit of the zones that I'm probably going to. Probably actually makes for some entertaining videos. Because other than this, the only really interesting thing I'm going to be talking about are the personal story chapters and the dungeons. And the dungeons won't be coming for probably a month, I would say. Maybe. If things go well, if leveling goes good. But yeah, oh, here we go. Here we start seeing some of the swamp. Specifically, God's Lost Swamp. Oh boy, this is... I remember... Here, you want some fucking lore? Give me a second. I will... Look at this wonderful muddy view of these, what are these, eucalyptus trees? Banyan trees? They got colorful bark, so they're, I think they're one of the two, probably eucalyptus? Maybe it's like a, maybe it's, dude, maybe it's like a tree from Australia because the place is called Queensdale. I say that in reference to Queensland, you know, one of the big fucking provinces of Australia. I don't know what I was doing there. I don't remember. So, God's Lost Swamp is one of the last bastions of swampland in Kryta, and it's filled with dark magics. Like you know, nothing major. Just you know, just a couple hundred portals to the underworld. You know, nothing major. Okay, here we go. Finally, I get to start talking about shit. This is what's left of the Temple of the Ages. The Temple of the Ages was essentially an outpost in World War I in about southern Kryta. It was a very important one, at least in my playthroughs, because it was the last outpost to the Maguma jungle, southern Kryta, and just a lot of shit places and prophecies that I absolutely detested going to. So yeah, 250 years have not been kind. In fact, most of it have sunken below the swamp. You can see all these creepy ass statues of the gods. Well, me as an Asura, I don't really think these are real people. Like, they're gods. They're like just imaginary, right? They gotta be. I mean, humans, you know, they're crazy. Think their gods are real. They make a fucking city. They live with them. No one sees them. Of course they don't. You know, just some sly... Atheism. I completely blanked on that term. Atheist. Would Asura be atheists? I mean... That's a good question. I mean, Asura don't really have gods. Except themselves. They worship themselves because they're just really fucking egotistical. Where the hell am I going? Oh, are we going to the shack? We're going to the shack. Why am I going to the shack? This is stuff for now. This is very recent stuff, Connor. Why you do this? Why you do this? I'm gonna have to read this.
Oh, traveler.
Necromancer. Take your life in your hands when you travel through this place. Tread carefully. You may lose it. Let's just ignore the thing about the dead body. We don't know. The human gods may have left this world, but I can tell you some powerful presence never left here. Evil things roam freely here, looking to feast on the living. What? Well, what brings you here? I found this book, one unlike any I've ever seen. I want to study it, but every time I reach for it, I feel a horrible coldness. There's something wrong with that tone. I'm not reading that shit. Fuck that shit. We're leaving. Goodbye. We're a man of science. Pretty sure that's verbatim what I said in the original recording. Okay, now I'm gonna try to figure out how to get up to that vista, which is pretty easy if you have mounts. We don't have mounts. Just ignore it. And some audio desync because that bird flew really close to my window. What the fuck? Sorry. Big bird. And a lovely shot of a boss arena. That isn't going on because I time these things pretty damn well. So we don't get any conflict. I could have shown a boss, but it's not happening. And it's probably, at the time of recording, probably wasn't going to happen for like 2 fucking hours. And I'm not waiting that long. Okay, maybe not. It's probably more like 4 hours. I don't know. Wow, okay, that was... Oh, wow, that's... Slideshow. What am I doing? What is this? I can't even tell what I'm doing. This is the hell I have to deal with. Whoa. Hopefully things will get better now that I probably have an idea on what's causing all this shit. Swamp Lost Haven Waypoint. This leads back into Kha'Zix. And I say here that there is no way to Gendaring from Kha'Zix. I'm a lying sack of shit. There is very clearly a way through the corner. I'm just dumb and haven't been to Kryta in a long time. So I'm just an idiot at this point, but hey, what else is new? Oh, that's it. We're done. Okay.